first off, congratulations to both of you on season 2 of The Spanish Princess.
Thank you very much.
So why don't you start by setting the scene for us? Tell us a little bit about both of your characters and what the situations that they're facing in season 2.
Oviedo was a soldier, and Lena and Oviedo both come from Spain with Catherine of Aragon to England as part of her court. Lena is the lady in waiting to Catherine of Aragon. And for our two characters, there's a little spark at the beginning, just a little tiny spark, which grows a little bit to be a bit more of a potential fully fledged relationship, which culminates in a very nice moment toward the end of part 1. And then in part 2, it just kind of continues really in that kind of vein of them trying to navigate the whole world of being together in this crazy world of Tudors.
Yeah, just to echo that. So, Lena is Catherine's lady in waiting. So she's come here, she has a duty. She didn't expect to fall in love with a handsome soldier, you know what I mean? So she was supposed to marry a nobleman, all this kind of things. And so I think one of the things that is a constant for Lena is this constant battle of duty versus heart. And by the end of part 1, you see that she chooses to go with her heart. And in part 2, you start to see more of, what happens behind the scenes with her and Oviedo and their life together and how that relates to their life in the palace. And yeah, a lot of things go down, but, the family unit and the relationship is strong between the two of them.
Mm. One of the things that's really interesting about this production is the fact that in, many historical pieces, they don't portray the diversity of the times and the fact that there were Black people living in England at that time. What do you think about the fact that this is bringing out a different view of that time to modern audiences?
I think it's very important, to be honest, because before I got The Spanish Princess, I didn't actually realize that there was a presence of people of color in England, because it's just not really something that has ever really been explored or spoken about. So that's why I think The Spanish Princess is incredible, because you're getting, especially with Lena, it's literally just a line in a history book, and she was the lady in waiting and she married Oviedo, and it's incredible how the showrunners have taken that and run with it, because it is a story that needs to be told, and the voices of sort of being an other within being an other in another country is something wonderful that needs to be explored, and The Spanish Princess does that beautifully, I think.
Yeah, I can just really echo what Steph said. I think it's a wonderful thing to be able to tell a story like this, because it's not always spoken about, and I think people forget to talk about that. So people weren't looked at upon what they could bring somewhere. So it's nice that these stories are now being told, because people seem to have forgotten them from history.
Mm. So the chemistry between you two is a very important thing for the season 2. Talk a little bit about what you guys did to make that happen on screen.
I would say the foundation of creating a chemistry starts from friendship, and we have to go through a chemistry test anyway before you even get cast. And from the moment that we met each other, we just kind of, our acting styles just really suit each other, and our personalities really gel. And I think the more that you have a friendship on the outside, and have the respect for one another, and want to be able to support the other person, the more it kind of resonates on screen. And I think that's why our relationship on screen appears to be so strong, because it takes a lot of foundation work and groundwork on the outside to be able to achieve something like that on screen.
For both of you, did you have a favorite scene from the season, and if so, what was it?
Any scene that I got to do, especially when I got to do the scene with Steph with the children, that was just the most amount of fun.
Yeah, same. I would say that the away from the palace scenes, the stripped back scenes at home were just the best to do. And, before becoming an actress, I was a teaching assistant. So it was really lovely to work with children. They say never work with children and animals, but I think children are great, and they provide so much entertainment, and it just added an extra layer of being like, I'm at work, but I'm with kids and I'm loving my life. Do you know what I mean? So those were like those are my favorite scenes to film. I would definitely say, yeah.